Now, this is a new kind of timber, that is propriety timber beams. Now, they are generally utilized where the structural capacity of the solid softwood is exceeded. Now, might be due to large span or even wider spacing that would be imposing greater loads on the beams. So in those cases, using proprietary timber beams is normally the uh, situation. Now, its availability on the market, if you search on the net, you're going to find the number of such timber suppliers. The exact shape as well as the form depends on the different manufacturer. So if you do a search on the net, you go to the different proprietary timber beam manufacturers, you might get a variety of shapes, a variety of sizes, right? Just to top up top up on the existing natural timber beams. Now, three such proprietary timber beams are glued, laminated or glue lam, right? Plywood box beams and ply wed beams, right? So these are the three uh, different ones that we're going to just shortly look at. Uh, Now, the first one, glued, laminated, or glue lam, is commonly used, right, in many timber structures. Now, what is the basic principle behind it is you have a number of laminations, all right, of varying depth, right? Sorry, you have a number of laminations that are glued and compressed together, and they work as one piece at the end. So the thickness, the size will depend on the number of lamination that are glued together. Second type is the plywood box beams. Now basically you've got a top and bottom timber, right? And then parallel casing is using the plywood as skin, right? Now, internal, you may have it void, or you may even try to put some kind of timber if you want additional stiffness or additional capacity, right? So here again, the size can be made to suit your requirements. The third, ply-wed beams. Basically, we have I mean, it resembles a lot. It is similar to what we have in structural steel I-beams, right? Now it is like a fabricated I-beams, but with timber. So the flanges, that is the top and the bottom flanges, are with timber, and then the web is made with plywood. All right, so again here the size and thicknesses of the different component, that is the flanges and the plywood, will depend on the requirements of the client. So the suppliers, they're going to attend to meet to the maximum they can your requirements. Now when it comes to the design of proprietary timber beams, again we design in accordance to British Standard 5268. Suppliers, basically they provide safe load tables from which designers only have to pick and choose the appropriate section, right? So this is already tabulated. You've got such size, such dimensions of beams, whatever be the type, right? You've got a variation in the length, and you're provided with the moment, the resistance, the full details that will allow you as designers to easily select a particular beam. All right, so this is just pick and choose, but you have to know what you're choosing. I mean, in terms of strength requirement, there need to be some kind of analysis and calculation done on your side before you pick and choose from the supplier's table. Now, it is also good practice that you check with the supplier uh, the different values that have been provided, right? I mean, as a safeguard, you have to verify, right? If the supplier is, I mean, you can write to the supplier and ask for verified design calculation with respect to those beams, right? So you might, if you've made an undertaking to buy those specific beams from the supplier, then in those cases, uh, they the supplier might send you the design calculation vetted by an international consulting office or quality control office like Veritas, Bureau Veritas, or SGS, sorry. So any one of them.